Good morning. How are we?
We're excellent, mate. We're excellent, but surely we're not as good as you this morning.
Well, I mean, I'm very happy, Ali. Let's say that, because Arsenal got beat. I was expecting to come in here, give loads to Woodsy, and then Tottenham, of all teams, get Arsenal off the hook. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I was like, in one way, I'm thinking, this is amazing. Harry Kane scores a goal, record goal scorer. Man City, what are you doing? You're killing me.
Did you, Jamie, when you were pitch side, I saw you working pitch side, I saw your social media posts with your big space boots on. Did you see Emerson Royale?
Just a quick one, Jamie, on those shoes. Did you think the game was getting played on the moon? Were they kind of lunar shoes you'd done? Did you think the game had been moved to the surface of the moon?
You know what? I didn't realise how big they look until I was stood pitch side and he's taking the camera angle from like the feet down, looking up. I mean, I looked like I had LeBron James's trainers on.
Well, Jamie, I'm going to take it a step further. I've actually got a message this morning from Neil Armstrong, former astronaut, asking where you got them. And he's wide open.
Jamie, did you leave the stadium by rocket?
All right, okay.
Sorry,
all right. You've been waiting 2.5 hours.
We have, mate. Yeah, we have. Yes.
You've been waiting 2.5 hours for this moment, haven't you?
And I saw your tweet at the weekend. I just refused to get involved because I was living my life on Saturday. But I did see your tweet. Has anyone seen Laura Woods?
I reckon I had probably 50 to 100 people come up to me and say, "Has anyone seen Laura? Has anyone seen Laura?" You were very quiet this weekend, Woodsy. Very quiet.
I was just waiting because I knew you had City at the weekend, and I knew it was a win-win for Arsenal. But I thought, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. And look, congratulations to Harry Kane.
Performance.
Hey, Jamie, is there something in? And I'm not just making this up. Is there something in Antonio Conte not being on the touchline?
No.
Are you sure?
No, absolutely not. The assistant manager and Ryan Mason were up for pretty much the whole game, barking out orders. I think Antonio Conte is a passionate man. I think the boys played really well, but no, I think Antonio Conte needs to be there. That was an Antonio Conte performance. That's exactly what it was yesterday. It was tough. They were hard to beat, resilient. Played on the counter attack, soaked up pressure. There was a bit of housery there when needed. I thought it was a brilliant performance from Spurs, probably one of the best of the season. And I tell you, Harry Kane gets the plaudits, but actually, as someone who comes in for a lot of stick, Emerson Royale was absolutely superb yesterday. He played fantastic.
Yes.
You are the head of the Emerson Royale out campaign.
I know. I was avoiding him every time he come near me pitch side, and I was thinking he might have said something, but they were fantastic. And Emerson Royale actually played really well. Pedro Porro coming in, and Ali will know this. When a new player comes in your position, actually can give you a kick up the backside that you need to actually perform better. Yeah. So it was a top performance from Tottenham. Man City were poor though. I was really surprised how bad they were.
Do you regret calling him Chicken Royale now?
I did not call him Chicken Royale. I called him Emerson Royale with cheese.
Jamie, I'm trying to save you here, mate. I tell you who I thought was tremendous, and honestly, I think he got slightly under the radar. I thought Højbjerg was superb yesterday.
Yeah, Højbjerg again. Yeah, look, he's the sort of unsung hero in Spurs' side. They was all good. They really were. The whole team played well. It was a top performance. When they were, defending like how a Spurs team should defend, a Conte team should defend. They was all fist pumping, the chests were out. They knew it was a big performance from them. And, Man City, Ali, I couldn't believe how wrong they got it. I thought Pep got it completely wrong yesterday. He didn't start Kevin De Bruyne. He took Riyad Mahrez off early when, a few weeks ago when Tottenham played Riyad Mahrez, the second half performance of him tore Tottenham apart. He took him off. Kevin De Bruyne had come on and couldn't find space. Rico Lewis, who he was playing at left back, ended up just playing like a centre midfield player. It just looked like he was in the way. It was a strange performance from Manchester City. Haaland didn't have a shot on goal. I mean, talk me through that.
Mm. No. You must have, when you saw the team sheet and De Bruyne was on the bench, you must have been like, oh, right, okay, this is looking better.
Yeah, of course. I mean, whenever you see Kevin De Bruyne not playing, you're happy. You know, for me, he's a player that in big games, you've got a massive opportunity because Arsenal have slipped up. You've got a chance to go and, cut the gap. And you're playing against Tottenham, who you haven't scored at the Spurs Stadium yet. And you don't start Kevin De Bruyne. I don't get it. I think, look, who are we to criticise Pep, in terms of what he's done and how good he is as a manager? I just feel like he got it wrong yesterday.
I think he's got to start De Bruyne for me, Jamie. But the one thing that we haven't taken into account, do you know it's 4 hours 20 minutes to get to the hotel for Manchester City when they come down to London, and it's very tiring? Have you read that this morning? No.
Yeah, I see that interview, and we was meant to get an interview with him after the game, and they just point blank refused, and he didn't want to do it. And it was, to be fair, it was good because we spoke to Harry Kane and he was brilliant. But it was just, what do you mean 4 hours, 20 minutes? I mean, they get a flight from Manchester, probably landed City Airport, straight on a coach. You ain't even got to go back through the coach will be standing, waiting on the runway to get you straight into the, out of the airport. And then you're going straight to the hotel. I mean, is he winding me up? Is he actually moaning about the travel from Manchester to London when they're probably getting a flight there?
Yeah, well, they never.
I've seen teams in the Premier League, which I think is outrageous, getting flights which are like 30 minutes. They're not sitting on the M1 like most fans are and sitting in traffic for 5-6 hours.
No, I think that might have been, Jay. I think that's probably what he's talking about, that they got a coach rather than got a plane. But if they did, is it a little disrespectful? Not even just to the other teams, because obviously, like, everyone from London's got to go up there.
Disrespectful to every single other team in the football pyramid. From step 1 down to step 9, who teams are flying around the country or driving around the country or having to get in cars and actually drive themselves to games. All right, if they haven't got a plane, fair enough. I don't know why they haven't, but if they've got a coach, then they're sitting in luxury. They'd stop off. They've got everything they need. They've got complete facilities for the players. And, these people that drive around the country following their teams around, the fans following their teams, I know they haven't got to go and play, but there's other players and other professional athletes out there who are having to travel all over the planet. They're not moaning about travel. I mean, that's just a ridiculous excuse. Your team didn't turn up. They wasn't good enough on the day. They were slow, laboured in possession, and Tottenham found them out. And he's got a mental block. This team's got a mental block when they play against Spurs at the Spurs Stadium. They look miles off it.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.